All of me, I will answer thee. There are some things that will go between call and answer. If that things that will be between call, thing that stand between call and answer is not there, there will not be answer to call. You will call, but you will not see answer. That is why that we must be so sincere to yourself. Now, this way I'm going is this. If you have certain sin in your life that you have not confessed, you may not see deliverance. You cannot see deliverance. Let me put it that way. I will not use the word may. You cannot see deliverance. Now you ask, do I need to be thinking about that sin? You don't need to think about it. Anything that comes to your heart, by the time you open your heart to pray on certain things you are praying about, that thing comes to your heart, that thing pricks your heart, is that sin you have to confess. When you open your mouth to pray, you begin to pray. People can see you that you are praying violently, but in your heart, you can see how cold your heart is. You can see when that thing comes to your heart, it interrupts your prayer. It interrupts the fervency of your prayer. God points to that to you that you have to confess that sin. Now, let me put in two ways to you, so that because I just want to explain this, so that we will not make our prayer to be hindered. How will you do confession? One, there are times that what the sin that you committed, you can just sit down and confess that sin on your own to God. You confess that sin to God. In the book of James, I said that you confess our sin to one another. Not that you just pick one brother or one sister, you go and confess your sin to that brother. No. You sit down, you confess that sin to God. You confess it, you confess it. Then after that, you see your heart, you have light. When you begin to pray again, that thing will not come to your heart again. Your heart will be very light. Then you pray. Then things will flow, and then you can be guaranteed that you see reply to your prayers. But after you have done personal confession, you still have condemnation in your heart. You still pray, but that thing just still affects you. You cannot pray straight. Now, another way to do confession now is that you see God's minister to confess that sin to them. The reason I said that you don't just go and see any person or your friend that is so close to you that when I pour my heart to the person, at least I'll be free. Now, because there are times that the sin that you committed, demon may be behind it. They always condemn you. You're not able to pray. You're not able to pray, even talk less of having faith to trust God to answer your prayer. So that is why that there are some matters in our life that you don't just say that you want to tell someone so that your heart will be free. No, you see God's minister, you confess that sin to them. I've done this, I've done this, I've done that. After you have confessed that sin that God shows to you, to a minister, the person will pray for you. You will even see results. You will see that your heart will be light. It will be light. So when they pray for you, when they pray, they will lead you. They know how to lead you. So when they pray for you, your heart will be more lighter. When your heart is more lighter, it is likely that even at the moment they pray for you, that same day, you may receive your deliverance. Yes, let me give an instance to you. Like someone who, that is possibly that somebody who aborted pregnancy is an instance I'm giving to you. Somebody aborted pregnancy, and after the abortion, nobody knows about it. The person is now praying, maybe for future partner or for anything. And by the time you are praying, the person, now somebody is praying for the person, or you're praying on her own or himself, or maybe you abort pregnancy of someone. Anyhow that sin comes. By the time you begin to open your mouth to pray, you have condemnation heart for the life that you have taken. You have condemnation to it. Do you know that a sin of abortion is a sin of murder? Now, what comes with what? We have spirit of condemnation will come in. The demons of suicide will come in. So now, when you begin to pray, you have condemnation in your heart. The person can have one certain sickness in his or her body for a long time. When you begin to see condemnation, the person will confess, and after the confession, nothing will happen. you still have that condemnation, then you have to see, I'm just using that as an example to us, you have to see God's minister. When you see the minister of God, by the time you confess that sin, I'm telling you, if there's a sickness that link to that, that sickness will leave immediately. Mark that word properly. Because it has attachment of demon to it. You open door for the demons, for enemies to operate. And the moment you confess that sin, how to the minister, you pour your heart to it, that as sincerely. No reservation when you are doing confession. No reservation. You don't reserve anything. You know, there are times that when we do confession, we feel like, am I not going to put myself at shame? This and that. If you are at that level, you are not ready for deliverance. You know, there are still some people that when they go to God's minister and they will still be telling their pastors lie, you are deceiving yourself. Then you are not ready for deliverance. You are just wasting your time. If you want deliverance, be sincere to yourself. Don't hide yourself. God knows everything concerning your life. God just wants to be sincere. And I pray that our deliverance will not be delayed in the mighty name of Jesus.